welcome. This is Evening Star Tarot. My name is Mandy, and today we're going to be doing a pick a card reading where we're going to basically dive deep on where you are on your spiritual journey. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a moment, you're going to meditate, meaning you're going to just basically visualize that your thoughts are floating away and gray clouds are just coming out of your forehead. And you're just going to take a beat and pick a card or a deck that resonates with you. From left to right, we have deck 1, 2, and 3. So resonate, whichever deck resonates with you. Please go ahead and pick the timestamp that is listed below and head on right to it. So without further ado, let's head right into the video. Deck number 1. Okay. So deck number 1, I have pulled out up here 2 cards that they're basically energetic cards that are going to talk about really what's going on in your current soul, on the current soul level, on your current soul level. Where are you on your soul's journey currently? And this is going to talk about it energetically. This here is what's on the earth plane, what's going to be discussed on what's happening that's pointing to this spiritual evolution, a spiritual level, or spiritual, should I say, what stage spiritually are we at in terms of what you need to learn? And then at the bottom here, we have Spirit's message to you on how to implement what Spirit is telling you today. And then over here is just an overarching energy. The King of Cups is someone who's just very balanced. So this is also telling me the energy of balance needs to be incorporated as well. Emotional balance, compassion, and a lot of imagination. So anyways, off the bat here, we have the sacral chakra card here. This says the frequency of the sacral chakra, the orange flower of life, supports our ability to flow with our desires and stimulates our creative power to manifest success and abundance in our lives. Now this card, the energy here, it's really one step above from the root chakra, which talks about foundation and setting out the foundation in life, like you're creating the foundation. But then there's also the next step of the chakras, where it's about manifesting more or understanding the possibilities of life itself, and how to really hone in that energy of manifestation, like really having a grip on it. So, foundational energy, when I talk about that, is like really creating like the home, like, setting the foundation for your life, building. And then there's the energy of that's right above it, that's talking about the manifestation, having that mindset, that belief system that I am sure that this is going to be manifesting, is really what we're talking about here in terms of energy. So it's really about manifestation, and believing in that power is really where we're at right now. There's also consciousness here. The frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multidimensional aspects that show up, so that we can include them in our reality. This feeling here, like I said, it corresponds exactly with the sacral chakra, with consciousness, with really being able to recognize the power of manifestation in the conscious reality. So your soul is trying to integrate this reality, is trying to say, integrate into this reality, is what I'm saying. Your soul, the way that you're viewing things on a earth realm, now has to be thought of on a spiritual level. So your soul is trying to integrate with your earthly presence, with your body. It's trying to say, like, now you need to incorporate me. Now you need to recognize that there is intangibility. It's not just about what you can create. Spirit is saying it's time to integrate. Your spirit, your higher self, your soul is saying it's time to now integrate. It's time to now have a hold in your faith and in your understanding of how to manifest. And that's really where your soul is at this point of time, because here on this earthly level here, what I'm gathering, there's been a lot of different events that have occurred in your life. For some, some have been actually been focusing on self-care, learning about self-care. Some have been, putting out seeds of effort and hearing back responses from spirit and from actual responses from others. By say spirit, I mean by like it's showing up in your reality. I'm seeing that you have been planting those seeds and you have been reaping those rewards. I also see the energy of this King of Wands here, which is talking about embracing that King of Wands energy of being a visionary and having the courage to go after your dreams. So I've been seeing that energy floating around in your current state at this point of time. There's also this energy of the Chariot, which is beautiful. So there's been like a situation that you're like triumphing over. Perhaps there are things that you had that, had to be torn down just so you can recognize your power. That's what I'm feeling here at this level. I feel like things had to be taken away from you in order to recognize that you do have that power of manifestation. Because you have the Page of Cups here and the Page of Swords. You also have the King of Wands and the King of Cups here, which is very interesting in the dichotomy of that energy here. We have the young-minded energy that's also complemented by the energy of the king, meaning that this is the mentality that's wanting to be had. This is what's being encompassed. This is what's starting to being used, if that makes sense. Because this Page of Swords here is an inquisitive little fellow, right? He always has these new ideas, thirst for knowledge, talkative, restless, energetic. Like there's this energy of like, how do I now try to get out of this, right? How do I now go ahead and plant seeds? What do I do next? I have these ideas, and how do I put this into action? So there's this desire here. And it's also coming from a place of self-love, right? Because in order for you to really take on this King of Wands energy and this King of Cups energy, you have to recognize what you need, right? And that's that catering to yourself and your needs, and recognizing that you deserve, right? You deserve manifestation. You deserve the manifestation of abundance and success is what I'm trying to say. And then down here, we have Spirit talking about how to really, hone this energy in. And that's by one, we have here the guidance system. I love using my emotions as a guidance system. They show me how close or far away I am from what I want. When I'm feeling joy and doing the things I love, I am in a state of allowing for my desires. I notice when I'm feeling low vibrational thoughts and shift them to release resistance. So it's really about taking that time to recognize when you're feeling down, when your body is saying something that doesn't feel like it feels unusual. Like you have to recognize what you're telling yourself, what your body is saying, and paying attention to that. When you pay attention to those things, then you'll be able to really recognize how you can implement a new way of thinking, or a new way of speaking to yourself, or a new way of getting your mind on something productive rather than sitting in something that's not getting you to where you want to be. That's what the guidance system is talking about. It's really focusing on your guidance system. Then we have loving space. I cannot learn other people's lessons for them. They must get there themselves at their own time. I can simply hold loving space for them as they go through their journey. Now, perhaps there are loved ones that are around you that you want to help uplift as well, or maybe it's you, that, you're that person that's just, trying to navigate things and handle things on your own, and people want to help, but you're being too stubborn, or vice versa for somebody that you know. So Spirit is just saying, like, being able to just make sure that you give yourself that space. Like, it's okay to rely on others for information or a way to elevate yourself. It's okay to ask others for help. And it's the same for those that you love. Even if you can't give them that information or you can't be there for them in the way that you want to be, as long as you hold that space for them, then that won't be as heavy on you as it can. But from what I'm feeling here is that Spirit is saying it's okay to ask others for help. Dance it out. I can move emotions through my body by dancing. Whenever I start to feel built up energy or crankiness, I will play some music and move intuitively. I don't have to look a certain way. Simply move and feel as the stress or heaviness begins to ease out of my body. Perhaps you are upset, or maybe not upset, but maybe there are times when you do feel cranky or moody, or you don't know what it is that's weighing on you. What you can do, like I said, is to find a new way of handling you in those moments. For perhaps by dancing it out. If you love to dance, dance it out. If you feel like you're starting to get down in the dumps, shake your body. Do something that's going to shock that way or that habit of thinking, so that you're not, getting into a bad space. Unlimited. I create my reality with the thoughts I think and things I focus on. I am unlimited in my ability to create a beautiful life of good and love. Now that's how you talk to yourself. This is basically this, right? It's how you talk to yourself. It's really having faith that you know that you have the ability to create the life that you want. Like, you literally have that ability to create the life that you want. And it's really about solidifying in that fact. You can create the life that you want by being conscious of how you show up for yourself, conscious of how you talk to yourself, conscious of just what you do, so that you can better shift your energy to more of a open rather than closed type of energy, because you can't really expect opportunities when the energy is closed. So you need to find ways to open your energy up. Opening your energy up is by faith, by believing that you will manifest what you want, planting those seeds so that you can get those messages that you desire. This is usually a new love type of thing, or maybe messages from a loved one. But typically, like, when you're also, I'm getting the message where you want to manifest a new relationship, and you're also putting in the steps to create this new relationship, but you're doing that through self-love with yourself. You will have the success that you want, as soon as you walk through that door of, hey, I'm now going to let Spirit take the wheel, and recognize that Spirit is also here as well. That, there are tangible and there is intangible evidence. So either I accept that, or I'm going to continue to think there's just tangible and miss out on opportunities. So that's really just the message I had for that in that regard. But overarchingly, yes, this is where your soul's journey is at. Your soul's journey is primarily now focusing on harnessing your faith and solidifying it, in recognizing that you can manifest abundance and success always, and to get that out of your mind, period. I feel like you've already built up a foundation for yourself, or at least you've tried. And now it's just time for you to recognize that while you're trying, you're still going to continue to build anyway. So, like, because you have the ability to attract what you want, but you have to open yourself up to it. You have to open up yourself to that possibility. But yeah, there are those that already created a foundation for themselves, and then there are those that are struggling to do that. But it's now time to recognize your power. Okay? Recognize that you have that power. recognize that. I'm trying to, there's a message here I want to say about this King of Cups. I feel like, yeah, this is more of like, how are you supporting yourself? Like, it's more of like, there has to be an understanding for yourself and being kinder to yourself during this time. Like, you have to support yourself in order, like, supporting yourself is how, it's basically helping you to realize, like, you have the ability to attract what you want. You recognizing you have that power is supporting yourself. So I really felt like I had to say that. Like, recognizing your power is supporting and loving yourself. It's a form of self-love by recognizing your power, by recognizing the truth of your soul and the fact that there's an intangible outside of this tangible, meaning there's anything can happen that is for the best for you. You can attract whatever you want, and you have to believe that. So Spirit just wanted me to let you know that, to just believe it. It's a form of self-love. All right, so that's all I had for deck number 1. If this resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up. Please like and subscribe, and comment below if you like this video and you want to see some more content of mine. As always, it's wonderful to have you here. Namaste. All right, deck number 2. Beautiful energy. Like I said, I'm an energetic reader, and I follow things. I follow the messages from colors to just how it feels, okay? So first and foremost, this is about your spiritual journey, where you are currently, and that your soul needs to learn and really understand in this physical realm, or that you need to realize and focus on in this physical realm. So compassion. The frequency of compassion supports our ability to stand by others without judgment and be the divine mediator between heaven and earth, spirit and matter, so that unconditional love can flow from source through our heart and into the world. So this is resonating with the heart chakra, green energy, love, the heart space. So your soul's current journey is at a point where it's trying to integrate with the current reality, with this current body, so that it can lead with love, so that you can lead with love. Lead with love is just like a very huge like saying that I keep feeling and hearing. It's about leading with love now. Like, I feel like there's just been the energy of hesitancy and doubt, self-doubt, doubt about others, treachery, just resistance. And I'm just feeling like Spirit's trying to enter, like your soul is trying to now like enter into this physical realm and connect with this mind body, really, if you want to call that, to help you now learn the lesson of leading with love in all aspects, like from your past pain to your current situations, to feeling overwhelmed is an energy I feel, to feeling bogged down, feeling unloved. Like, there's just all of these feelings of like, just holding on to the past is definitely one thing. And Spirit is saying, it's now time to lead with love. Like, I feel like there's a resistance to new opportunities because of your lack of self-compassion. There's also, this card resonates with this card. Look at the beautiful green, right? The heart space again, allowance. The frequency of allowance invites us to be open to whatever comes our way, without judgment, without opinion, without fear, and without resistance. And I just say resistance. When we allow, the universe becomes our partner in the wondrous dance of existence, and expansion. Allowance. Can we sit with that for a second? I feel like there is this energy of, just like I said, resistance. There's this energy of feeling like you're not deserving of something. You're not allowing the universe to bless you. I feel like there's this, yes, blockage, this wall, right? And when you lead with love, in any situation, when it comes to being busy with work and choosing to work yourself to such a particular way, or choosing to cause fights with, those you love because you can't trust them, having difficulty trying to find things that fulfill you, there's that is what I'm feeling here. I do know that there's just something that's I feel in this current moment, or in this current space, that you need clarity and understanding on. And it's this, there's constant review as towards where you've been, what you've been through, and you're like, why am I even going through, why am I even here? And Spirit is trying to tell you, your soul is trying to tell you, it's to love and be loved. It's to live this life joyously. You're meant to create a beautiful life. That's why you're here. Look at this Sun card. It came out as the overarching energy. I love the Sun card. When I feel the Sun card, I get so happy. And it's like a childlike energy, positivity, joy, inspiration. All is well, it says here, and all is okay is at the bottom. There's just a feeling of always having to be on guard, you have to be on guard. But when you lead with love, there's that, you don't have to force the energy when you're leading with love, right? When you lead with love, you have a natural guard that is impenetrable. I just have to say that. When you lead with fear, you have to force up a wall, and that's taxing and draining, right? But when you know that feeling when you make a choice and it feels good with all of your soul because you led with love and peace, you create a wall of understanding. And therefore you can move forward in the best way possible, with hope, with peace. So if you are building up a wall that's keeping you from truly, let's say you have to build up a wall of keeping people at bay, right? Forcing people to stay out of your life for whatever that reason is, keeping people away because you don't want to get hurt, right? If you have keeping up a wall like that out of fear, it's taxing, it makes you sad, it's a huge energy sucker, because that's not your natural energy state, because you're neglecting your spiritual side of you. You're neglecting the spiritual aspect that needs to be entered into this physical realm. So this here is your earth, your earthly battles, your earthly realm. This is your spirit up here. And then these are what spirit's messages are to help incorporate into your current level, your current stage in life. So water my dreams. All I desire is on its way to me, but like a seed, my dreams too must be watered. My belief and determination is what makes them grow. I will be patient throughout this journey. It is all unfolding at the perfect time. So water my dreams. That energy is about realizing that you will reap the benefits of what you deserve when you plant them with the best intentions. You plant seeds with the best intentions and knowing that it's going to grow into a beautiful rose. That is really what you need to start, how you need to start handling your dreams, the things you're putting into effort. And what can you do to help water your dreams? What can you do to help nurture that once it starts to sprout? What can you do? You provide sunlight, right? You provide water, you provide everything it needs. So when you're trying to get to your dreams, are you fully utilizing everything that your dreams need to help you get to that point? Or are you just allowing your dreams to get the bare minimum of you? Because would you say that what you're giving now is the fullness of you? Or is it just a part of you? So it's just something to think about in that regard. Commitment. I'm committed to my growth and dreams. I set routines and habits that help me evolve into my fullest potential, even though I may not see the physical manifestation of my desires. I know they have vibrationally manifested and they are on their way to me. Now, when you are taking care and you're committed to yourself and your self-satisfaction, which is what you're trying to learn now, self-care and self-satisfaction, when you're committing to yourself, this requires setting boundaries for yourself. This requires paying attention to what you're doing to yourself. Are you overexerting yourself? Are you saying that you must overexert yourself because that's the only way? Are you relying on those you love to help you on your journey? Why not? That's just something to think about. There's this King of Pentacles energy here of where this mind type of this is where a thinking that wants to be manifested in this current part. Like, I feel like this King of Pentacles energy is there where they want to manifest and create prosperity and abundance, there are some ideas that you have, but it's like I said, there is resistance. There's resistance to being this King of Pentacles. There's resistance to these new ideas. There's conflicts with others that's happening and going on. There's the overwhelming of responsibilities. You're imbalanced. There's also this Nine of Cups here. Talks about emotional stability, comfort. I do feel like it's in the reverse, where there's not much joy, but this is what you want to focus on. You want to have this energy, but it's not yet there. There's a lot of right now you're going through a life review. Like, you're looking at your life and wondering what your calling is, why you're here, looking at everything that you've been through. And so now you're here. This is your personal journey. I follow what feels right within me without needing validation from others. We are each on our own journey, and mine does not need to look like anyone else's. My enjoyment and satisfaction is validation enough. Are you satisfied with where you are? Are you worried about what other people think about where you are? Are you allowing yourself the privilege and the honor of allowing opportunities to come to you and you taking them? Are you giving yourself that honor of what you desire and doing whatever it takes to fulfill it? What are you doing to honor yourself? All is okay. All that I feel is okay. I hold myself in love through the unsureness, the worry, doubt, anger, fear, anxiety, rejection, or overwhelm. I'm thankful to feel the full range of emotions that I do, and these emotions are the very contrast that leads to my higher expansion. Like I said, I feel like there's anxiety, there's overwhelming, there's all this stuff, there's this self-doubt, not feeling like you're going to make it to where you want to be. There's just this energy of like feeling low and undeserving. So your soul is now trying to step in and say, hey, it's time to allow and it's time to lead with love. Lead with love. What your purpose is to live a life that you love. That's your purpose. That's the reason why you're existing. You're here to recognize that it's time to lead with love so that you can invite and allow opportunities in your life. It's coming from the heart space. It's coming from your heart. So what I would do is I would really just like try to meditate. Think of yourself as healing and releasing. See yourself as who you would be, who do you want to be, right? Just imagine yourself as already being that person, free of fear, free of pain, free of like resistance, and just allowing and being open to anything and everything that comes your way. And that's leading from a place of love. That's leading from the heart space, because you know that that's what you deserve. All right, so I hope this resonated with you. If it did, please give it a thumbs up. Please like and subscribe down below and leave a comment if this resonated with you. As always, it's wonderful to have you here. Namaste. All right, deck number 3. So right here, what we have up top is your soul and where it's at currently on its soul's journey. Here we have this is the earth realm. This is everything that's going on currently that reflects where your soul's journey is at. At the bottom here, we have spirit's messages on how to mindfully connect or overcome your obstacles to become of resonance with your spiritual, with your spirit on this journey or at this stage. So there are a couple messages. So on your spiritual level, there's this talk about discernment, meaning there's this energy of recognizing what works for you and what doesn't. There's also the need to also recognize the energy of transformation that I'm feeling here. Now, fertility can mean about creation and what you choose to create. But it's definitely talking about recognizing what it is you wish to create in this realm. And then there's also the cosmic flower over here, which talks about, I believe it's talking more about the connection with spirit and remembering that connection with spirit. So really there's a couple of things that your soul's journey is working on. So it could be for you, it could be for multiple people. Like it's take it as it resonates. So for some, there might have been a situation that's been pretty difficult, a pretty heavy situation. Perhaps it was between, like, there's a king and queen's energy here. Perhaps it was between you and this queen or this king. But there's also this energy here could talk about the duality within the spirit as itself, or you. Perhaps you're recognizing that you contain both masculine and feminine qualities within yourself, and you need to recognize that part on a spiritual aspect. There's also the shift or the change. There's been changes, of course, conflicts with others. I feel like the conflicts that you've been having with others is been recognized, is helping you to recognize, and recognize what you want and what you do not want in the next level or the next stage of your life. Because I feel like there's a shift, a transformation, a next shift into the next stage of your life. There's also been some playing things close to your chest. Perhaps you've been very decisive. You've been trying to be very careful on how you choose to maneuver your next steps. Perhaps in whatever situation that you're going in, or this current phase in your life. There's also this this justice card talks about balancing of the scales. So perhaps this is just a point in time where your past actions are somehow being remediated at this point in time, and you're recognizing that. I feel like there's a mirroring of where you've been prior being reflected to where you are now. I don't know if that message resonates, but there's something that's helping you to recognize who you were before versus who you are now and where you wish to head. There's that energy. There's this 10 of Pentacles here in this Empress card, and this self-care card is definitely talking about a heaviness of like desirability for family, desirability to take care of yourself, and desirability to grow into, basically a fertility card came out twice. So there's desire to change and to really manifest and create and achieve things. The Chariot came out, which is an overarching energy, which is a very powerful achieving card. The Chariot talks about direction, control, willpower, progress, action, success, movement. So really at this point in time, there's the energy is about there's a cautious energy, but also a certainty of where your path is going. Like there's a figuring out of where your path wants to go. Discernment, I'll just read the cards on your soul level. The frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. So it's really like this. I feel like at this point in time, from a soul level, on this level, like those in your immediate vicinity, like you're like questioning, what it is you want from them, from those you care about and you love, and the friendship circles you keep, and how it will help to propel you forward for the rest of your life. And it's something that you're discerning about, you're learning about. On a soul level, it's a much grander scheme of things. It's about accepting people for who they are and accepting myself for who I am, and being okay to show up as I am and for them to show up as they are. I don't know if that resonated, but this is a level of discernment is really is a huge, on a huge universal level. The soul is trying to get you to understand, like, it's time to like really accept people for who they are and accept yourself for who you are, and to stop putting onto others what you think you need to put onto others just so that you can keep them around, or just that you can somehow feel appeased. But that's something that perhaps was an issue for what had ended. Perhaps that's what's causing conflicts with others. Maybe perhaps you're highly opinionated. Maybe you had, desires that just weren't on the same page with others, so you thought there was something wrong with you. But that's really what your soul is trying to get you to understand, is it's okay to not be on the same page with others. You won't be on the same page with others, because everyone's on a different pace and on a different level. Fertility. The frequency of fertility invites us to be more open, more courageous, more creative, and more joyful than we were before. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new and grander expression of ourselves. So I feel like once you learn that lesson of, okay, now that I can let go of trying to get somebody to be the way that I think they should be, now I can especially for myself, I can accept myself and be more open to the possibilities of what I can build and how I can express myself. What new ways can I express myself in terms of this King of Cups energy and this Queen of Cups energy? It's very balanced, How can I balance those energies within me so that I can show up to others in a way that they would need me, instead of causing, conflicts? Cosmic flower. The frequency of cosmic flower activates our remembrance of the place we call home, the core from which we pour our magnificence into the world. So the cosmic flower, to me, I feel like it resonates with what I said earlier. It's about connecting with your divinity, connecting with source, connecting with who you are at the core, and being able to show up as such at your core. And I feel like once you do that, it will balance the scales. There's this energy of balance that needs to happen. There's this balance, or excuse me, this need to also recognize what it is you truly want and desire from this world, from yourself most of all, so that you can show up in this world more authentically. Release. Today I release limiting beliefs, harmful thoughts, toxic patterns, and anything out of alignment. I'm ready for transformation and welcome this shift. I'm creating space for a new chapter filled with love, abundance, and amazing opportunities. Like I said with discernment, you're letting go of what does not work with you. You're letting go of those self-limiting behaviors and thoughts that were keeping you from embracing others different than you, keeping you from embracing the newness and the freshness of all that you come across in life itself. It's really just allowing you to open yourself up to new opportunities, and that's that energy we want. Morning rituals. In the mornings, I will take time to tune into myself to set high vibrational rituals that will help me lead a good day. I pay attention to the morning habits that don't serve me and change them for ones that do. So that resonates with how you're showing up for yourself. How are you showing up more authentically? By creating rituals, there's this self-care energy that came out literally for each deck, by the way. So how are you taking care of yourself so that you can appreciate the beauty in life? I feel like when you're catering to yourself, you're coming back to self, you're aligning with self-love, and you're aligning with your soul. You're pouring to you, and that's the highest form of self-care. Morning rituals, rituals as in like meditations, like how can you definitely connect with spirit? How can you connect with your higher self? How can you connect with that is really what this next level is. It also is talked about here with recharge. I invite magic into my life always. Every day I grow my connection to the earth. If I'm ever feeling low, I simply step outside and appreciate the natural miracles in this life. Being in nature lifts my spirits and recharges my energy. So like I said, like it's really how you connect with your soul, how you connect with your spirit is by doing those acts of self-love. Rituals, things that allow you to take a step back to meditate and to pour into you is a form of self-care. And by doing that, you definitely you alleviate yourself from expecting others and those you care about to show up in a particular way that you need them, because you're already showing up for yourself in that way. And then playful. I go about life playfully and take things lightly. I can turn any hard day or heavy burden into a fun adventure. Why spend time upset when there's so much fun to be had? So Spirit is saying is like, as you are learning to navigate your difficulties with relationships or those you care about, or trying to create a family life or create a future for yourself, as you're doing it, being playful about it, as it's something that can be molded and fixed and created. Nothing is ever set in stone that it can't be fixed or molded, right? So by stepping into that understanding, you will be able to handle this next stage just fine. I definitely feel, like I said, you're entering a new stage on this earth realm, and spiritually, your soul is trying to, on this level, now try to have you recognize what it is that you authentically want from yourself and from others, or what you need, to accept others for who they are, especially yourself, how to cater to yourself in a way that's nourishing so that you can create the life that you truly want. And you do that by focusing on yourself and by strengthening your connection to spirit, is definitely what your soul's journey is at now. There were a lot of different messages in this one, so it was a little tricky for me to get them all out, but I feel like I did. So deck number 3, if this resonated with you, give it a thumbs up for me, please. And comment below and like and subscribe if you really want more of my content and this vibrated with you. This is on your vibe. So thank you, and it's always wonderful to have you here. And I wish you well on your journey forward. Namaste.